My first job was in banking with the Royal Bank of Scotland in 1983. I left straight from school and joined the bank. The very first morning I turned up at a branch, no idea what I was going to expect, and I arrived probably about 1 hour before anyone else arrived.
Oh, I had a paper round. It was awful. The first time I did this paper round, I did it on a Sunday morning, and it took me an hour to find the first road that I had to deliver this paper to.
I had a part-time job doing like programme selling before rugby games and stuff like that, but this is my first full-time job, yeah.
I worked for Jack Wills as a Christmas temp in sales, and on my first shift I got put in ladies' underwear for 3 hours.
Very first experience of work was a paper round, and it was trudging along sort of soaking wet street at 6 in the morning, but always had something to look forward to at the end of the week and got money.
I always wanted to be a policeman when I was young, right up until about the age of 13.
But when I was about 4, I decided that I wanted to read the weather on the BBC. I wanted to have a kind of a map, and I wanted to use the wee kind of stick and point at things and tell people what the weather was going to be for that week.
I actually wanted to be a policeman, and the day I started with the bank, I had my final interview with the police, which I declined to go to because I'd accepted a job with the bank. And also I was colourblind, and in those days that was part of the medical test, so it wasn't clear that I would be able to pass that.
I wanted to be a goalkeeper for years, but I realised that wasn't going to come a reality, so I've actually completely ditched the football now. I'm actually playing rugby more, so. Well, if it wasn't for the Edinburgh guarantee, I wouldn't be here, I suppose. At first I never even knew about it, but yeah, if it wasn't for that I wouldn't be here, and I suppose it's given a lot of people in Edinburgh a lot of opportunities.
The Edinburgh Guarantee Scheme's given me a chance, that's what it's done. I was struggling to find a job really, but it's really given me a foot up in my working life, so to speak.
The Edinburgh Guarantee fundamentally means giving unemployed kids the opportunity to gain work experience. Whether it's work experience in a variety of different companies and different sectors, whether it's 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, it gives them that work experience which is so important in them securing positions later on in life. I think we've got a workforce in Standard Life who have been in the organisation many years, and having a younger age group coming into the organisation and bringing those technology skills has been hugely beneficial to everyone they've worked with. So they've really given something back to the company, as well as we've provided them with work experience. So as far as I'm concerned, both parties have really gained out of this.
I think it can make it a more social workplace than it is now. I think there's too much of. I think when I first thought, when you think of Standard Life, I think it's an established, a trusted brand, but it's all old people that work for them, and I'm thinking, really, you're going to offer a young person a job? It's quite exciting. I think it'll change the way people think about the workplace, and maybe think about it as more of a kind of dynamic place, rather than old people work in pensions and young people do retail and that kind of thing. I think it'd be really nice to kind of explore that. I also think it'd be nice to have more of a kind of work your way up attitude. I think a lot of people think, oh, you've gone to university, whatnot, because university doesn't seem to be worth a lot anymore. It seems to be more of an accessory than something that you've worked really hard for, which is a shame because that's what it is.
I think it's going to give a lot of young people opportunities, because some of them might think that big companies like this, it's only for kind of high educated, high degree level people, but the guarantee scheme's obviously giving people like me opportunities to come in, work your way up, perform, and then show the big guys what you can do. So yeah.
Employers can get young people in, and they can train them up and possibly get good workers for them for the future, and it can also help young people get into employment.
I think if more young people get a chance, it'll stop them sitting about doing nothing, and it'll give sort of a more positive view on young people. That's what it is.
I think if we can get more organisations involved, we've placed on secondment one of our high potentials with Edinburgh Council to try and really build that robustness and rigour into the Edinburgh Guarantee. As a company, we're looking at ways in which we can expand our own involvement in this next year, and we're exceptionally hopeful that we'll be able to do more into 2013. But we also want to try and get more small and medium-sized businesses involved in the Edinburgh Guarantee, because by doing that, then that's when we can really make a difference to hundreds of kids in Edinburgh by getting more and more companies involved. And I think large organisations like Standard Life can help small, medium-sized businesses to make that happen.